bum 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 bum. Hi, my name is Matt, and I like to make stuff. And I also like Terraria. So I decided to make the wall of flesh from Terraria. So, to start, you're gonna need an aluminum base. And then, you're gonna need that to start. And then cover it with the top part with clay. Now, it has been covered with clay. Yes. Alright. So, alright. See this texture on the thing? Don't do that. Don't do it. Don't texture it like I did. Don't. Alright, now, get a thingy of white, add a little bit of yellow, remove like half of it, then cut it into 2 equal portions to create the larger eyes, one on the top half and one on the bottom half. It doesn't really matter where you put them overall, because it's 2 dimensions to 3 dimensions. Any way you do it is fine, and you just have to do it one on the top and one on the bottom to keep it accurate to the game. Alright. So, you got 2 eyes. So you gotta get 2 eyes and make sure that they're all good and spherical. Also flatten them on like the back, not actual spheres, but like half circles. And then make a bunch of smaller eyes to go around it. Bunch of teeny eyes placed randomly throughout the thing, throughout the top half, except for the direct center, since that is going to be where the mouth is. Alright. Now you get most of the eyes marked throughout the sculpture. And yeah. It's really, and you can see where I put all of them. Now, since this was my first video, you are going to see the camera evolve over time. But right here, I'm making the eyelids to it. I'm making the first eyelids. All of them are the same, except some of them which have like some extra padding on the top to keep it flat overall. Again, since this was supposed to be the first video that I made, the camera's going to change a lot since the recording setup I had evolved a lot. Alright, as you can see, now I'm blending it. Now I'm making it all good. And then after that, I'm gonna blend it together. Alright, as you can see up there, I'm putting smaller things to make it flat once I smooth it out. Alright, as you can see, I'm just making it smooth with my finger. You can use any special tools if you have them, but you don't need special tools to smooth it out. Oh, I'm also having the eyelids separated from the actual eye itself, making them stand out. Alright. So, now I am making the eyelids for the larger eyes, which is basically the same method, just scaled up. So you have 2 equally sized pieces, then you flatten them out into like flat pieces. I don't know, thin sheets, and then you put one on the top and one on the bottom. Alright, so now that you have that, you see that I am putting little worms to make it look flat from the top of the eyelid down to the base. Alright, now that it's all smoothed in, and now I'm going to start making the mouth thingy. Yeah. Alright, so to start, I'm putting a little flat disc emblem thingy right in the center, and then I'm covering it with, I'm putting flat sheets around it in the shape of the mouth. This first with the bottom jaw, and then later, eventually, with the top jaw. Now, this shape gets refined, and this shape gets refined over time with the lip parts getting worms on them to make them thicker. Alright, as you can see here, I'm refining the shape to be more mouth-like. Now I'm getting a ball stylus, and I am making the mouth, or the inside of the mouth, more circular. Alright, and now that that is done, well, it's not done, but now that you have that, you make the mouth. Yeah. Alright, as you can see, I'm adding worms to the highest portion to make it thicker on the lip part. This is so those colors go into a yellowish black, or to make the most rotted tooth color possible. And then you make a bunch of teeth, and then you bake them before you stab them into the mouth, one by one. Alright. And if you want to make the Eye of Cthulhu's second phase, it's a similar process for those teeth. That's a bit of info for you, since I'm not going to be making a video on second phase Eye of Cthulhu, since I already made that before starting the recording stuff. Alright, so now I'm adding all of the eyes, and if you pay close attention, you can see I added darker rings around the larger eyes in the mouth. You don't need to do this, but I did it since it's more accurate, but I think it would look better without it. And anyways, you can't see it on the final product that I ended up making. Alright, the larger eyes get larger pupils than the smaller eyes do, and everything. Alright, so I have made the pupils, and now it's all baked. It is finished technically for now. Alright, so you flip it over and you cover the back side in a darker color, the same darker color that I used to surround the eyes and the mouth, which isn't necessary to do. Yeah, I don't know what that color really does overall. Oh, yeah, right, it's a brown. That color gets added. Alright. So, that color, you separate that brown color overall into 5 equal-sized balls, and then you cut the upper side lighter purple color into 5 similarly sized pieces, and you combine the two. Then you turn the two into a worm, you spin it all up, and then you slice one part of it into 2 parts, and you make a mouth out of it. Again, the shape gets refined over time, and worms get put over the highest parts over time, and the shape continues to get refined over time until you get the perfect mouth. But I don't got time for that. Alright, as you can see, I made a bunch more of the teeth that got put into the mouth on the actual wall of flesh, and each of those get about 5 or 6 of them per hungry. And now that is made, you have to stick a large metal wire into it. I'm using a paper clip here, but you can use really any type of metal wire, as long as it fits. This is to reinforce the structure of it and make sure that it isn't incredibly fragile, because otherwise it would be incredibly fragile instead of the fragile that it is now. As you can see, the space around the mouth has a new texture, and that's because it broke a lot because of the clay being incredibly thin and the texture that I had put on it, which was slicing into the clay. Alright, as you can see, I'm texturing up each of the bottom parts of the hungries where they attach to the base. Alright, and now I have a very dark brown that gets put around the edges. On the edges, I originally made cracks. Absolutely don't do that. That just ended up making it break worse, because it broke a lot. But the cracks on the edges, absolutely do not do that. Alright, now I'm putting it on the sides instead of just the front. Alright. And then I am making 2 parts sticking out on the bottom of it. And then you gotta flatten it to make it flush with make it look the same as the other parts. You have 2 parts sticking out of it. This is going to make it stand up. It won't do that right now because of the fact that it is incredibly tiny, and the thing weighs a lot. Alright. Now everything is baked, and I am putting the lava colors together. These are all of the colors for the lava. Alright. And then you mix it together. This, but not fully. This is how I did lava. Eventually that changes to be a solid color. Then you flatten it, and you put that in between the 2, but I lost the footage of that. Alright. This is where everything broke. It's all broken. The entire back half of it completely shattered onto the floor. Alright, this is where I started removing basically all of the hungries off of it so that I could work with it more easily. And yeah, basically I just have 3 colors here. It started out as 3, but eventually got more than 3 since it kept breaking. Why did I say broken? Breaking. Alright, so with this, you just put a bunch of different sizes of ball stylus over it. For this one, I used an incredibly small ball stylus on it, but that doesn't happen for all of the other colors, so I'll make sure to tell you whether the incredibly smallest one is used, which for this color, it is. And then you continue over to the next one. You use all of the ball styluses. That continues for a few more across the entire thing. Alright. For this one, I didn't surround the entire eye with it. Alright. Continue to use the ball stylus. Surround most of the eyes. And that is the second to last one. And the last one is up over into the corner. Nothing really ever happened up here. You can still see that color very clearly. Alright, now we're on to the second color, a slightly more skin color. Alright, this one goes right here, it goes directly onto one of the eyes. As you can see, with this one, I am not using the smallest ball stylus for this color. This one does not use the smallest ball stylus. Alright. So, with this one, it's a larger one, and everything is all over it's all good. Use all the ball styluses around there, then you get it all good. Yeah. Alright, so, alright, there's the other one, and then there's probably like a few more after this. Alright, and then you have all the other ones. Alright. Just keep using the ball stylus except for the smallest one. And it is the same with this color, which is even less red-ified. Alright, and as you can see, I did all of them basically off camera. Alright, so now I'm enlarging some of the teeth that are directly into the mouth, and I'm adding a new color because the thing started breaking around the mouth. This one does use the smallest ball stylus, and then that gets put across the places. That is an adhesive, oven bake adhesive, and that gets covered up with another red-ish clay. That one's just red. I probably should have used a different color. Alright, now we were working on the back, where a very dark red color gets put all over the place, and then the smallest ball stylus is just beating it up, just smacking it. And then the next one, which also uses the smallest ball stylus, and then the last one doesn't use the smallest ball stylus, and it also has little wavy wormies coming out of it. Alright, now this, cracks started showing up on the sides, so I did that. I just did another one and then baked it. Alright, right here, I am mapping out exactly where I want, like, the cliffs and hills of the ash to be on the front and back, and then I am making it three-dimensional. Oh, wait, no. First, I'm covering up another crack. So many cracks. Alright, now I'm making the ash three-dimensional. Alright, and then cover most of the stuff, cover everything with it. Alright, this is the base originally. For the front, right here I'm fixing it up and making it different, and then I'm gonna cover the lava, and then cover this stuff, and then there's an island right there, and then there's lava pooling over the place, and then I'm reconnecting it to the actual sculpture, baking it. Alright, so see, I got a new color because there was still cracks. Alright, now that's connected to the base. At this point, it could barely fit into the oven I used. It did, just barely. So hopefully this is the largest one that I make. Alright, now I'm gonna put stuff on the back of it. I'm gonna make the back three-dimensional, and now I'm going to do the bottom of the back, and then touch it up a little. Alright. And now it's finished. Well, that actual sculpture itself is finished. Now you have to do the hungries. First, I replaced all of them where they were originally, maybe. I don't know where they went originally at this point. And then I'm going to cover them in various types of the colors that I used across the entire thing. And this time, not using the smallest ball stylus for any of them. And with that, it is finally finished. Alright, so, as you can see, all of the work over this time, all of the times that it broke, I finished it. Alright, so that is the finished wall of flesh. Finally, this took like 5 months to make. So I've been working on it since like February, and it is finally done. Finally. This took way too long. Alright, and this is the project finished. See ya.